Behind every business is a problem waiting to be solved. E-hailing services have changed the way we move from one place to another. What happens when local entrepreneurs decide to build something different? Today, we'll sit with the CEO of VOW Cabs, a homegrown transport platform that rethinks accessibility, opportunities for drivers, and how people move within local communities. From competing with big international companies to building solutions designed for South African reality, we unpack the journey, challenges, and the vision behind the business. I'm Sanele Tshazi, and this is the VOW Business Podcast. Let's get into it. Good day and welcome to the VOW Business Podcast, brought to you by VOW 88.1. This is where we actually move conversations, culture, and also innovation as well. And today, it's no different. My name is Sanele Tshazi. I'm the host of this beautiful podcast, and I'm not by myself today. I think, let me just go back a little bit, right? I did a bit of research about the conversation that we're going to be having today. The South African e-hailing market is already saturated with a lot of global giants, right? We all know them, the Ubers of this world. And then we have this one small, tiny new app that is actually going to shift the market and actually do a bit of disruption. And it's called VOW. Today, I've got one of the founders and CEO, Persy Qamata, in studio with me to actually speak about what the innovation is and where this app is actually going to go. Is it going to be a disruptor or is it just another app? Persy, how are you doing today, sir?
All yourself, son, yeah?
I'm good, man.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
It's always brilliant to actually have young minds coming to the podcast and speaking about something that I think it's not just a disruptor, but it's something that's actually going to change the whole market.
Right.
So let's just start off with a clear understanding, right? There's a lot of things that actually are happening in the world, right? We can speak about the war that's actually happening in the world and the petrol prices actually going up. I would have loved for us to actually start off where you grew up. How did you actually grow up? How did you actually start this? Let's just start there. How is this going to affect your company? Because I think that's a big thing that's actually happening right now. How are you, especially when it comes to this, going to be ready for this type of disruption within the market?
So one of the things that we sell or a value add, right, is that our drivers get to keep 100% of the money that they make, right? So we only charge a
How is that even possible?
It's possible. That's why we're a disruptor, right?
Yeah.
We only charge a monthly subscription fee, which is a flat fee on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
And then anything else that they make on our platform, they get to keep in their pockets, right? And that also speaks to the fact that they can be able to afford whatever fluctuations that happen within the global market, whether prices are going up, they're going down, or they're stagnant, then they still have a bottom line that they can make that can sustain it.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Mm-hmm. And when we speak about, the monthly subscription, is it very affordable for every single person who's actually coming into your app and actually becoming a driver?
Yeah, as a driver it is, because on a average basis, let's say a worst case scenario, our drivers could make up to 2,000, 3,000 Rand a month. And out of that, you're keeping, if you're making 2,000, you're keeping 1,600 in your pocket, 1,400 rather. And that's money that you get to keep and spend with your family.
Yeah, that's impressive, man. That is really, really impressive. And then let's speak about you having 7 co-founders. I know when it comes to businesses, whether you have 2 people just working on a business or you have just a single person, there's always going to be disagreements on how you need to actually move the business. Now there's 7 of you. When it comes to decisions, how does that actually end up on the final say? Who says this is where we're actually moving forward and we actually going to stick to this? How does it actually work? Do you sit on a table? Do you sit in the boardroom? Set up meetings? Because that's the other problem. With businesses, you don't want to actually have a whole lot of meetings about a meeting, about something that could have been solved or resolved just in one conversation. So how does that work with you guys?
So with us, what's important is that the bigger picture, right? We understand what we're trying to build, and we understand how long it's going to take and how much impact it's going to make in society as a whole. Not just South Africa, but when we go globally, we know that it's bigger than the people who are behind the company, right? Thank you for that. It's something that we've been graced by the opportunity by God to be behind, but it's bigger than ourselves. So that's always in mind when we're coming into conversations on how do we move forward with the business, right? We put the egos aside, we put the pride aside, and we realize that this thing that we're making is much more important than being right or being wrong. It's about what makes the business grow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but then now, like if you had to have a discussion on how you need to actually move in the market or spending on marketing, because I think that's also quite a good thing. Because how do you then get yourself out there? How do you speak to people? How do people actually know about you? And then comes in finances. Then one of the people, one of the guys within the founders of the business says that's not possible. We don't have that money. What happens then?
So what we do normally is that we sit together. It's often virtually, because everyone has different timetables and whatnot. And like I said, the first point of departure is what's best for the business, right? It's at the top of the priority list. Everyone has their different various spaces within the company that they lead, but at the end of the day, it's about, look, maybe you see things this way, maybe I see things this way, but what's for the greater good here, right? If it's a financial decision, a management decision, a hiring decision, it's all about what will make the company great. Because at the end of the day, this thing must exist outside of ourselves.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to.
Impressive, man. I really would like to actually see you guys actually at work. I've actually met a lot of people actually coming into the e-hailing services as well. I've kind of like met a few people, especially at Bolt, and I know people actually that work for Bolt and Uber, and they're saying the decisions that actually are made, unfortunately, at times they don't have a say because they're in South Africa, and that's always a big issue, right? There's the safety issues. There's whether the prices should actually go up or down, and they don't understand where the market is, right? How do you actually reach out to your market? When do you actually go out and actually find out? We're in the student market. How do you reach out to the students? Because they are the people that actually use, I think, e-hailing services the most.
Yeah. Our approach is, it's also one of our advantages. We have a direct contact with our market. We aren't sitting in a first world country rather, detached from the third world country problems. We actually have, I know the driver. I can call him. I can liaise with him on the application. I can also be in contact with him on our different support groups. Also our customers, we do follow-up calls while they're in trips as well, just to get a feel of how do we improve to make this better for everyone, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just an application, but what makes the business is the customer. What makes the business is the people using it on a daily basis. 100%. So at first of priority, like Steve Jobs always says, that you build for the customer first, and then you build the technology after that. So we prioritize customer and making sure that they're happy. And then we go and see that the business doesn't make sense for us as well. Yeah.
Because I think I've had a few people saying they've had issues with downloading the app. Was there a technical issue at first? Because I tried it. I actually just downloaded it like a few moments ago. It's easy.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to actually download, right? It gives you it's so simple, right? You just put in your name, and then it asks for
OTP.
An OTP. Yes. Put in the OTP, then Bob's your answer.
Those all your details. We just verify you. Looking for a simple, seamless process, right? And remember when we started this business about a year ago, February. So within that period up until now, we've been developing and making improvements. So a lot of our customer base, which we're trying to re-emphasize them to retry our application, were part of us when they were still testing the application, when it wasn't in full production and full capacity as of yet. So that's when we're coming out with the full marketing approach now. As you can see, we're doing a lot of marketing because we're trying to make people aware that, okay, we've heard your concerns, we've heard where we want us to improve on, and that's what we've done on the application that we've released now. So we encourage people, try our app.
No, I haven't actually like taken a ride as yet, right? And I think before you actually came through, I wanted to actually make a joke and just ask you guys, did you guys Uber here?
Can you imagine? We broed here.
You broke here.
Yes. It's downstairs.
It is just a joke that I actually kind of like make. Right?
Yeah.
So and the other thing is that I've kind of like picked up. When you guys actually trying to actually disrupt the market, you are trying to get a whole lot of drivers in. But now the question is, then what happens to the riders? Because I think that's where the commodity is, right? The people that will be using Bro are the people that will be requesting. Not necessarily. Yes, you should be getting a lot of drivers in, but then what happens to the normal student who's actually looking to actually go to class and they're late, for their class, or they just need to get something at a retail store? How do you actually speak to those people at the present moment?
Okay, how we speak to them, when you're asking about what happens, they have to delete the other apps and come this side. What we want them to do is that we're taking a student-first approach currently, right?
Okay.
And our approach is that we have a feature called Bro Scholar. So on the application, we have a special segment just for students.
Which I didn't see that. Well,
you'd have to apply. So once you go to the top right, where you're going to get your menu options.
Can I just do this?
Yes, you can try it with us right now.
Let's do this.
That would be awesome.
Because I think while we're having the conversation, it needs to also make sense to the people that are actually watching, right?
Okay. There we go. Top right. And then your first thing, it's Bro Scholar. You click apply, and then you create an application. So here is your details, your name, your student number, the university that you're in or the college, and that gets approved by our admin and our team that's sitting at the office. Once you're approved, you get discounted rates on the rides that you're going to apply for. So we have different SLAs with different colleges, right, to give them a much fairer price per kilometer. So in as much as there's a rate for everyone else, students get a specific discounted rate for them.
Impressive.
Yeah, so that's what we're focusing on currently at the moment.
And you're working with all universities and colleges?
All of them are on there.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
But now, how do you now verify my student number?
So on our side, we have a database that just clicks and connects through the student number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Through the varsity or the college?
Or the college that you operate under.
Okay.
Yes.
I cannot just put in a student number.
No.
Just to try to trick the system and say...
You'll get rejected. I can confirm for you. Yes.
Wow.
So that's what we're trying to do, because remember, we're young people. Right? Yeah. And we're trying to bring change in a space that is fast growing, and we're trying to bring something that's fresh and people aren't used to, right? So our approach is that let's get the people that we relate to most, and then let them use and be ambassadors of our product. Yeah.
And I haven't actually seen much of you guys actually, activating within our premises.
Okay.
Is that something that you guys are actually looking to actually do at a later stage?
Yeah, it's in the roadmap. Right now, our main focus is Rosebank College.
Okay.
The plug.
Yeah.
But we've been doing activations in and on their campuses in Pretoria and Braamfontein. They've allowed us full access there, and that's what we're doing on a weekly basis, right? So we are aiming to do all the universities and colleges in the Gauteng area. So that's our plan going to the market.
But now looking at obviously the blue and black. That's what you call them, right?
The green and black. Yeah.
The green and black
Yeah.
apps. They got financial muscle to actually do that, right? Is that going to be an easy exercise for Bro to actually go to all these varsities? Because it's not easy getting into varsities. You definitely need to cough up a lot of money.
Yeah, you do. And look, we're a business that's small and we're a startup, right?
Yeah.
As indicated in previous interviews, that we're working off the capacity that we have.
Yeah.
And we don't want to stretch ourselves too thin with what we have, and that's why we are focusing on a niche market at first, right? Once we've mastered that, then we will be able to get people who would bite onto this application, because now you have a viable product that can scale.
Yeah.
Right. So we're coming into the market to create a product that is viable, that people return to and always use, and eventually the right people come on board to help scale the business, you know? Yeah. That's our approach.
Man, that's something that I really want to actually kind of like see, because the disruption is not going to be the easiest one to actually do. A lot of people are not so open to kind of like change. But I see students are quite open, but deleting it's going to be a difficult kind of like ask to say, students, please delete this, rather use us, you know.
They'll adopt eventually.
It's going to take time.
I know. We're here for the run.
And how long are you looking at actually having the disruption start trickling in the money? Because I think also, as a business, you need to, as much as you want to actually disrupt the market, you want to make sure that there's money coming in.
Yes.
I'm sure the subscription is just for operational expenses right now. But for you guys to actually start seeing the profits, how long are you actually looking at that?
Remember, typical startups that really disrupt markets take about 1 to 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's our current point, right? That we're saying between the 1 to 3 year period, that's when we'll start getting the adoption. And then after that, it'll be a cascading effect where people just adopt naturally, and it'll be a word of mouth thing, right? Yeah. But the overall thing is we're playing a 10-year game. This is not a win overnight.
Yeah. Long term.
Yeah,
we're looking at long term.
Yes.
How did we even start this?
We had a business before this, right?
Yeah.
We had 2 businesses. We had Website on the Go.
Yeah.
We had Renova as well. Website on the Go, we did businesses for small and medium enterprises in and outside of Johannesburg. Door-to-door sales.
Okay.
So we'd wake up in the morning in an apartment together that we were renting.
All 7 of you?
It was 4 at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was the 4. It was Msizi, Luther, myself, and Qebile.
Okay.
We'd wake up door to door trying to sell websites to businesses, right? We got a little capital from that, and we moved on to a more lucrative space, which was the rental property space, right? We would be the middleman, right? If you wanted your property maintained, but you didn't know how to source people, we would be the people to go find those people and add a surplus, obviously, on that, a markup. Yeah. And then we'd make a little money from that. Yeah. So while doing that, Caesar was also working a job, 9 to 5. That's how we all must start, right? And in this job, he was in the car rental space.
Okay.
Yeah. In the car rental space, he interacted with a lot of drivers every single day. Yeah. Because it's a pain point, drivers, the commission model. They don't make enough to make ends meet at the end of the month. Yeah. And so he raised this to us, and there we go. Bob's your uncle. That's our next project. How do we solve this problem that drivers are facing? And we looked at the fact that a web platform won't work, but an application, which is already an existing market, is where we can go in and infiltrate and disrupt, which is what we're trying to do. Yeah.
And then what happened to the other 2 businesses?
We had closed them down because we pivoted straight to Bro.
Okay.
Yeah, we pivoted straight to Bro because focus.
But you kind of were making money on the other ones.
Yeah,
and there's quite a lot of you guys anyways.
Yeah.
You know, some of you could have stayed in the other businesses while they actually run, and some of them might have actually just focused on Bro.
I mean, the skill is there.
Yeah.
If you ever want to go back to that, you can, but sometimes you got to build something that's bigger than what you currently have, right? And that takes you fully committing to it. And that's what we decided as a team. You know what? Let's go all in on this.
Why, bro?
Bro is a bigger brother protecting you and helping you on every single trip. Yes, that's the idea behind it.
Who came up with the name?
Caesar as well.
Oh, Caesar.
It's easy and you can't forget it, right?
Yeah.
It's a word you use every day.
So initially it started as Bro Cabs.
No. Bro Cabs is the name under CIPC. Unfortunately, they had already taken Bro. Yeah. Okay. So, but
because I've seen, I think I've gone through like a lot of businesses, and there's a lot of businesses that are called Bro.
Yeah.
Right. Advertising companies, software companies, and then there's you guys.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm like, which one is it?
It's the purple one. You can't miss it.
Until I actually saw that, okay, it's actually the purple one.
Yeah.
Then that's how I actually kind of like initially saw that, okay, these are the guys that I'm actually speaking about.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's quite impressive. Now I like how you guys actually look at the market and say, this is where we want to penetrate. And maybe moving from here, this is where we actually want to go as well. How many signups do you currently have?
Currently, signups on the driver side or the rider side?
Both.
So on the driver side, we have about 2,900. On the rider side, we have over 5,000 at this point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Make them 4,001.
That's right? The number. Right
Yeah.
So it's growing on a daily basis.
And then the 2,000. When did you actually start initially taking in people?
We started taking in people last year November.
Okay.
Yeah, last year November.
Okay, so that's quite okay. Looking at about like over 6 months, 5 months.
Yeah, it's a fast growth.
Yeah,
it is a fast growth.
What are you looking at actually kind of like gaining when it comes to numbers by the end of this year?
By the end of this year, we should do over. So rule is 1:10.
Yeah.
So if we are doing about 10,000 riders, then we should have like about 1,000 drivers. So if we're doing about 10,000 riders, drivers, then we should have 100,000 commuters to service those drivers. Yeah. So it's a 1:10 scale. That's how we're measuring it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then when it comes to the money, right? When are you guys actually looking to actually start initially making the money for the business to actually start, competing with the other, the other guys? Yeah, the other guys. I don't want to actually speak about them much, right? Because they're not here, but you still need to compete with them. Yeah. So when are you guys actually looking to actually start making that much money for you guys?
Where we can compete with them.
Yeah.
So our focus currently is to get a niche market, right? But to get to the point where we're now viable to all markets, we're looking at maybe second quarter next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like tomorrow, bro.
We're trying to grow fast.
Do you see what I did there, bro?
We're trying to grow fast.
Hey, you guys, I see what you're trying to do here, right? And it's not going to be an easy thing to actually just go through. And I've watched some of the interviews that you actually had, and one of the interviewees actually said that they don't actually see this actually working out in the market. And I want to find out from you right now, right? Are you guys going to be big enough to actually disrupt the other guys to actually be one of the top two, or even the only one that people actually want to use?
That's what we're aiming for.
Yeah.
And remember, bro, big picture. We're just not going to operate in the e-hailing space.
Okay.
We have other avenues on our strategic plan that we're going to hit in order to hit that mark of number one. The e-hailing is how we're going to get people to get familiar with the brand and the product.
Okay.
And then we're going to hit hard on the other spaces.
Yeah.
But we're going to get up there.
Safety.
Right.
Let's speak about safety.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy getting into some, I think, places, whether it's in the urban areas or the rural areas, there are places that people don't necessarily want to actually get into.
Yeah.
when it comes to drivers, right? Because obviously they get hijacked. It's not safe. Some of them actually kind of get killed as well, which is not the most perfect way, to actually get into business. What are you guys currently doing to kind of like alleviate that kind of issues within this market?
So we currently have a partnership with a company called Safer City, right?
Okay.
Safer City, we're working on some exciting stuff for changing the safety of every single ride. One of the things that they have, and we're rolling out towards the end of this year, right, is that we are going to have a first-time response panic button for our drivers. So what this means is that Safer City is affiliated with 8,000 security networks within South Africa, right? So the response that you hit on your panic, on your application, gets processed through to one of those security networks. So we get first preference. So whether it's an ADT that's close to you, whether it's another security company that's close to you or within your proximity, they're the first ones to respond to that call. Okay. So we want to have a hands-on approach with that so that it's not just something that we say in passing, but it's something that we do on a ride-by-ride basis, So that's one of the things that we're introducing. We also have some exciting stuff with AI and facial recognition that we're working on for the drivers to verify and for the users to verify who's coming to pick me up as well. But that's also in the rollout towards the end of the year.
But then you find places like, let's just, give a hypothetical, example. People at, let's say, people that are at Westbury. One of the areas where we actually see a lot of our drivers actually getting hijacked. How close are those security companies to those places?
Very close proximity. Because remember, it's not one company. It's a network of them, right? So whoever is closest to your panic will respond. And they also have a SLA with us in terms of what is the turnaround time to that response. So it's less than 8 minutes, if I'm not wrong. But it's less than 8 minutes that they're going to come and check. First, they do a call, obviously, because it's a cost for us as a company when they go out and they check on you. But if they can't find you after 2 consecutive calls, then they have to send someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then one of your outstanding features, the zero billing.
Yes.
Service charge.
So it's one of the first in Africa.
Yeah,
actually.
that's what I'm saying. Outstanding, because you guys are. I don't know how this actually sometimes makes sense, right? Who comes out with all these things? You guys sit there, the 7 of you, and say, okay, we're not going to charge anybody for actually using the app. Have you spoken to service providers to actually make it zero rated?
Yes. We work with various service providers. Currently, we're still trying to find how we're going to solve the F&B because it's a relatively new network. But all other service providers, we've covered them. MTN, Vodacom, Telkom, where you can use the app data free. So if you're stranded at like 2 a.m., I don't know what you'd be doing at that time, and you don't have data, we've got you we've got you covered.
That's impressive, man. I think I need to try that out.
Yes, please do.
I'll try that out, but I always have data, so.
It's for people aren't you.
Mostly students don't have data.
Yes.
But I'm sure wherever they are, they might actually have Wi-Fi of some sort to actually. But then isn't that now taking away a bit of I think commercialization of the app itself? There could be money made also from you having
data charges, right? But then remember, we're building for the customer first. So the experience has to be seamless. It has to be something that you would go tell your grandmother about that, hey, I tried this thing today and it's amazing, right? Our SLA allows us to have it's a good SLA, man. We're getting a good deal or bargain with the different network providers to get data reverse billed to us as a company, and then you as a commuter can use it anytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how further, like geographically, where are you guys right now?
Okay, so we operate in the whole Gauteng area.
Okay.
We aren't yet in outside of Gauteng,
Yeah.
even though there's a lot of requests from people for us to open shop there. But we wanted to centralize, just master the product,
Yeah.
and then once we've done that
Very smart. I think that's
absolutely
important.
well,
Yeah.
then we can go to the other markets.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how big of a market is Gauteng for you guys?
Gauteng it's a big market. I think we have you'll correct me, Luther, he's our drivers guy. I think it's over 14,000 drivers in the Gauteng market.
Yes.
That's available in the pool. And then the rider count is
And you
over.
guys in this short space of time, you
Yes.
already have 2,000.
That's how we're moving, man.
That's impressive.
Exponential, I know.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
And I can see probably you getting probably more than 10,000, especially when you're looking at the commission costs, right? A lot of drivers that I've actually met have said, oh man, when it comes to commission, having to actually take out 40%, how much do I actually do I take home? That becomes a problem.
And
a
this
huge
one's 40% a month. It's 40% on every single trip. So all of that added up at the end of the month, really you're left with nothing.
Yeah.
And what's unfair about that is that, number one, it's your vehicle. Number two, you're maintaining and pouring petrol.
Yeah.
And you're working the hours. And then someone comes to your pocket at the end of the month and says, thank you for that. How would you feel?
That's so nice. But now, how are you attracting your drivers? Where are you getting your drivers? How are you getting your drivers?
Okay, so how we're attracting drivers, we have a lot of driver groups. There's various associations we're working with within the Gauteng area. So we're working with IUB, which is in East Rand. One of them as a shout out. Those are our piloters. They're really pushing the brand that side, and various other associations of drivers. So drivers usually they come together in groups where they discuss how the e-hailing space is, and that's how we infiltrate and spread the message.
Yeah. And then let's just speak about the future. The future is very important.
Yeah.
Right. Next year, first quarter, you guys now making a little bit of money for yourself. Right. In the next 3 years, where do you actually see Bro going?
So in the next 3 years,
Because you also want to go global as well.
yeah.
Are you looking at the African markets?
That's where we're going to start when we start exporting, right? We want to target them because doing our research, we found that it's not only a South African problem, it's a problem all over the world. Yeah. Drivers are just up to their necks with the commission. I mean, we've seen various strikes everywhere, from London, Nigeria, Kenya, the works. And we're trying to come with a solution that will not only disrupt the market, but also put money back into the driver's pocket, So that's also part of our plan. I think within the next 3 years, we're taking over South Africa, and from there, we'll go globally.
And then when it comes to your research, like looking at the African market, is there a big, like a lot of rider and also drivers as well that are actually using apps?
Hence, the Green app.
Yes.
Africa's their second biggest
There's actually
market.
2 green apps.
The first one.
Yeah. There's the one that actually allows you to actually change pricing.
Not the one where you negotiate, the first one.
Okay, got it.
Their second biggest market in their business as a whole is Africa, which already tells you that people in our market are ready for such e-hailing applications. It's so convenient. You don't have to wait at 12 to not find transportation. You can just book something on the phone. So the appetite is there, and that's what we're trying to service when we go into those markets. Okay,
cool. You wanted to add something?
You want to add? Yes.
Yeah. So regarding going globally, so Kenya in Africa is the biggest country that has most drivers. So we are partnered with Safer City. So we've got an agreement with Safer City, which is also infiltrating Kenya. So the next quarter, we're planning to actually go to Kenya when we moved and expand to Africa.
Got it.
So that's one of our regions that we are planning to infiltrate.
Wow.
Kenya, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that Kenya actually.
Yeah, it's a big market. It's a big market. Especially drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big market for drivers there.
So that means they've got a lot of cars.
Yeah, they do.
But then, is there a market for the commuters, right? The people that are actually using those.
The applications themselves, yes, there is. If you have seen, I think it's over close to $500 million that's been invested by the Black app into Africa.
Yeah.
Because the appetite is there. They're looking for alternatives and alternatives that are within the technology space because those are the most fast-growing markets currently.
Yeah, I think you are in the right space. You know, technology in Africa is on the rise.
Yeah.
There's a lot of applications. There's AI coming into place. So you actually are doing, I think, or are in the right space. And I like that. I like how you guys actually think. And you just said that Bro is not just going to be an application
in the e-hailing space.
In the e-hailing space. Where else are you guys actually looking to actually disrupt the market?
Okay, without
because
too much.
You've already done property, right?
Yeah.
But
okay, so the plan of how we're pivoting, right?
Yeah.
Is our main focuses when we start to shift would be in the financial space. Okay. We've already got a solution brewing there.
Okay.
And also the grocery space.
Yeah.
We want it to be more convenient for you to receive stuff, right? I mean, it's sometimes it's such a tedious process. I want to get grocery at 11 at night. Who do I go to, right? But that's not the aim right now.
Yeah.
We eventually we're going to come with a solution for that space that we're working on. So it would be basically the financial space and the delivery and grocery space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those are quite good markets to actually kind of like disrupt. Because there's a lot of people that actually want things, especially you just said, right? At night at 12 midnight and you're just looking for groceries. Where do you go? Well, there are apps.
Yeah, I know. I know.
There are apps that can actually do that for you. And I've seen they've actually, some of them don't charge a lot, you know, for that transaction.
For the delivery.
Yeah, for the delivery to actually happen. And are you still going to use probably the same kind of like outlines?
It's all in one app. That's what's going to come with the difference. We're building a super application similar to WeChat, also Kareem. That's also a prominent super application. So those are some of the templates that we're working on that we don't want you to move from this ecosystem that we're building here. Everything is going to be here.
I know we spoke about the app, which is quite impressive. Let's just go back to you.
Okay.
You're the CEO
Right.
of what's your background?
Okay.
You know, where did you grow up? What's your educational background? Did you also work in corporate, you know, to actually come up with all these ideas? Or you were just a person who was hungry to actually get into entrepreneurship?
Okay. The latter. But also, grew up in Eastern Cape. And then from Eastern Cape, I moved to Johannesburg, where I spent my high school, university. I actually studied business management. And after doing that, I wanted a more practical experience of how do businesses actually operate. I see people being stressed about business. What is that? How do people solve problems in businesses? And what I found is from people I've been researching, people I've admired through the years, is that the best people in business.
The people in business, correct?
Yes,
And who are these people?
Bob Proctor is one of them, which deals a lot with the mind and how to approach the mentality towards business, and the psychology of how you think as an individual and how that also relates to the world experience that you have. We also have Patrick Bet-David, which he's big in the insurance space and then went on to online space, right? Those are just some examples. Of course, I can't leave out Richard Branson.
Yeah.
One of the good books that I read is Business Stripped Bare.
Yeah.
That also whetted my appetite for business. But that's them. Also, from leaving university, I then went into how do I actually start my own business, right? Okay. And that's where I met these great founders that we've been building businesses with throughout the years. Yeah, and eventually find ourselves here.
You guys, and then when meeting these guys, right? Yeah. Did they also want to actually get into business, or was it just okay? Because you look like a person that wants to get into business. Let's just try it out.
So we met in different environments.
Okay.
Let me start with the 4 guys that we were crashing with at the same place in Joburg. Tebile is actually a friend of mine from high school.
Okay.
So we've been talking about how do we get into that space from then in classrooms, being a nuisance there.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other co-founders we met along the journey of life. Luther, as an example, we met at a Website on the Go, which was the website business.
What does Luther do in the business?
Okay, so he's the strategy officer.
Okay.
Right. So he drives the strategy of how the company is supposed to win the market over. Also, he's our driver's guy.
Okay.
He's their best friend. I don't know. He has a
the
magic
worst enemy. One of the two.
So, and then we met through those businesses. Also in the gym as well. CZ, who came up with the idea of Bro, we met in that space. And then the other co-founders we met through online programs, also within the technology and development space, right? So we came together as like minds, just to answer that question, who want to build something that's going to make a change, man. I mean, I think if you're going to do it big. Otherwise...
Or don't do it at all.
That's it.
Yeah. And then also, I think one of the biggest bottlenecks that small entrepreneurs actually get into the market actually have is finance, right? And I know you guys actually started off with other businesses before you actually got to this one. And the other one would be mentorship, because I think you kind of need to learn from other people that have been in the space and say, okay, I'm taking pointers here. This is what I'll actually do in my business. Do you guys have somebody that actually guides you in actually trying to get into business?
Yeah, we do. We have a board actually that we answer to. Just one of the members who we have close contact with on the board is Mr. David Mutlafi. He also mentors other entrepreneurs in tech space, property space, and he's been guiding us throughout this journey of Bro as well. Other board members, I wouldn't want to disclose. That's their personal life. But we have people who we confide in, who've been guiding us and saying, you know what, maybe this is not the time to do this. Maybe we should focus on this at the current moment. I mean, yesterday we had a beautiful board meeting where we were defining the whole strategy of where we must go right now, right? We've built so much momentum and we just have to niche it to a point where once you've captured this niche, you can't remove us from the market. Because these are our people, right? Hence the student-first approach, right? That's how Facebook also grew, where students adopted it and it became their thing. And then everyone else jumped on the bandwagon as it grew. So yes, we do have people like that in our corners.
But then now, how do you get hold of those people? It's so difficult actually getting a mentor. I could come out to you and ask would you please be my mentor?
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. You're busy. You have operational issues
Yeah.
that you need to actually deal with. You've got staffing issues. You know, the business needs to grow.
Yeah.
You're trying to scale.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. Yep.
how easy or how hard is it for you to actually find somebody that can actually assist you?
To find someone who can assist you, right? From what I've learned through business and the whole experience is that it's a value exchange, right? So you also have to meet them halfway in building something or having a value of a product, a business, or something that you can offer to the table that doesn't have to have them start from scratch. They're assisting you on building something you've already thought of, right? We've tried that approach of trying to get someone to assist, but you're still trying to figure it out. It's hard for me to commit my time to that because I've got all these other things in my life that I'm trying to take care of. So with Bro, we had a product that we built. So it's easier for me to come and say, there's so much value in this product. I can show you how to grow it, right? And that's the best conversation to have because they also value your time and you value their time. And both of you are benefiting from this thing. Yeah.
I ask of this question because, you know, we do focus more on the young people getting into business.
Yeah.
You know, that are still all looking for financing. They're still looking for a little bit of guidance from somebody that's already in that business, right? So we always ask, especially the people that we actually interview, you know, for a form of a pledge, right? Of what is it that you think you guys can actually pledge to the students that's actually are looking to kind of like understand more about your business or want to actually get into business as well.
Okay.
What is it that you can actually offer? You know, maybe it could be mentorship. We don't know. Maybe it could be you want to actually take someone to school, pay for their fees or whatever. What is it that you think that could be something that you could offer to the person actually watching us today?
Okay. So what we can offer, which is what we're going into the different schools with, is that an example is Rosebank College. The SLA we have with them is that we're taking interns from them. We're not just coming and creating awareness. We're taking students, we're teaching it, and we're handing over skills, right? And we're going to do the same thing with different universities and colleges. So we'll get to UJ as well, and we'll have the same terms and agreements because NVIDs and all campuses, right? We're trying to, you know, you lift as you rise. Yeah. So we're very conscious of that you're going to die one day. What you're going to leave all this knowledge with, you know, you have to leave it.
And we shouldn't forget that there's 40% unemployment rate in South Africa. So it's quite important for people to actually probably get into business. And I think that's why we actually initially started that podcast. This podcast actually was to actually tell people start your own businesses. You know, to somebody that's out there who's looking to actually, you know, start off with something small, printing pamphlets. What would you say to them? Where should they start? What should they be looking at? You know, how should they disrupt the market? There's so many ways to actually start off businesses, but then I always say this: the craziest people are the ones that actually win in business. Right? If you actually just go by the book, sometimes it doesn't work out. You need to kind of like pivot and use your crazy side to actually change it. What would you say to that person right now?
Need a bit of delusion, right?
Yeah.
What I would say to them is what people have been telling me, you just start. Like, I know we want to have everything perfect. We want to have the right people in our corner. We want to have the right finances, but the sooner you start, the sooner you realize what you want, right? And what happens in business is there's growing pains and there's lessons you're going to learn along the way. The trick is to learn them fast and not internalize them so that you can move on to the next phase of where you're trying to get to, right? I would be lying to say it was an easy journey to get to this point. It's been tough. And we're only getting started, right? through sleepless nights at the apartment. I don't know how many times we had to put money together to pay rent, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those moments, they really build and define you. And when you eventually get to what you want, it's those things that build your character, right? Because the journey of business is not about the business itself; it's about the character that it's building within you. And that character, you have to share it with everyone else.
Yeah.
So you can't share from an empty vessel, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you for the PR answer. I'm joking. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's the advice I have.
Yeah. So let's also. I don't think we've actually touched on this one. We haven't spoken about failure, right? Have you failed before in business?
Yeah. We have.
So you have actually started other businesses that have failed.
Yes.
What have you learned from that?
Number one, you need to work with people you trust.
Okay. 7 of them.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Like you need to trust them with your life.
100%.
Because what you're building in a business, you're basically building an entity that has to survive outside of you guys, right?
Yeah.
So if you can't trust this person from the go, then there's nothing you're going to build, right? And number two, you got to have an honest conversation about what do you want as an outcome from this.
Yes.
Because what happens is that when the business starts growing, money starts coming in, you see different sides of people, right?
Yeah.
So it's trust. It's you got to have the same like-minded vision and the same work ethic. And that's a formula for winning.
Impressive, man. I wish you all the best. I think you guys are ready. As much as somebody in the previous podcasts have said, yeah, you guys might actually fail, but I think you guys are ready. And I'm glad that it's not just one person actually, steering the ship. There's 7 of you guys, right? And I'm sure you still are going to probably get more people in. Yeah. Maybe not founders, but then in a form of operational. I just hope that whatever your dreams are for this app happen. Please make sure that you actually come to us as much as possible so that we can actually see you. I think the more visible you are in our premises, then people will actually end up using you guys. So I'm just hoping that the future has all the numbers that you are looking at right now. What's the number that you're looking at the first quarter of next year?
About 10,000 drivers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's about 100,000?
Yeah.
Riders?
Riders.
Okay. Active riders.
Important part.
Yeah.
Active.
Persy, it was really great sitting with you.
Likewise.
Yeah. I think you're one of the people that I think will change how entrepreneurship is actually looked at in South Africa. And I just hope that you actually take on a lot of people to actually train them as well, right? I think these are the type of platforms that we actually need people like you, right? And your founders as well. So I appreciate you coming through.
Thank you so much.
We're bros now, right?
Bros for life. Right?
Bros for life. So if you're a driver, if you are a rider, a student, make sure that you actually go right now and actually get your app on all the apps.
All stores.
All the stores.
Except Hawaii. Hawaii is later this year.
Okay.
Not there yet.
Why? Why is that?
Tedious process. Red tape.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Download the app, try them out. Tell us on the comments how you actually found it. Is it easy to use? Is it easy to download? A lot of people had issues with it, and it was seamless on my side. So let's see what you guys actually feel about the app. Is it going to be a disruptor? Is it going to be something that we actually are looking at and not saying, oh, it's not just another app. It is something that we actually need. My name is Sanele Tshazi. This is the VOW Business Podcast, brought to you by VOW 88.1. Follow us, comment, do whatever you can. Make sure that you keep on following us. Really do love you. Keep on driving, keep on pushing. Make sure that everything that you actually want happens. Cheers.
VOW 88.1. Good times, good music, for good.
For good.